I think umulit yata yung countdown, ah.
Yeah. Pwede bang tapusin mo na? Tapusin mo na yung countdown. Nagpaulit-ulit.
Yan. Now, over to you, Milli. Okay.
Oh. Welcome, welcome everyone. Welcome, lovely ladies. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes, we can. Oop, we lost you.
And I always believe that we are always in the right time and in the right place. There's no such thing as accident. So you are here right now because I believe that you are ready to hear what we have to say and what we would like to share for everyone, so we could know all about universal truth that we can use to leverage into our life so we could have a fuller and happier life moving forward. So this workshop, gusto ko lang ipaliwanag sa lahat na this workshop, we wanted to create a safe place. When I say safe place, no judgment, no bitching, and whatever we going to speak about here today is just going to stay here sa workshop natin. But of course, the only requirement, what I would want to ask a favor for you ladies is to be yourself and to be who really you are. Because it's really important na yung true self nyo ang ipapakita nyo or ilalabas natin today so we could actually make the most of what we are going to learn. I know we all have different age gaps, age and generation, but what are we going to share to you and what we are going to learn is applicable to whatever our goals in life, to whatever stages or chapter we are in our life. So this is specifically for Philippine Eurasia because we've seen how these groups grow, keep on growing from the start. So, and we really admire your resiliency and your courage and your unwavering devotion for your causes. So, without further ado, my name is Millicent Vanessa, and I'm here as one of your facilitators and co-host, and just a friend in this workshop. So let's all begin. Just relax and let's just all begin. For the first, as an icebreaker, I know some of you, and I've met some of you in person, but most is just through online and social media. But it's always good to connect and to feel your energy. That's why we encourage that please turn on your camera because we wanted to see your faces. Because iba yung different collective energy if we can see you. It would be better sana talaga group workshop like what we used to do. But since we have this online, so it's the second best. So this is the best that we can do right now. So please turn on your camera because it will be nice to see your faces. So now, girls, you had your kit, right? So in the kit, we had a balloon. So if you have your balloon, please, yeah, can you please tell everybody, please show their balloon? Yan. Okay. So we have the balloon for the first activity. Our first activity is to blow the balloon as biggest as you can. So,
Asma.
may prize yan, may prize. May prize siya. So wait, we're going to have a timer. So wait, Julie.
Asma ako, paano
Yeah.
yan?
Wait, ladies, we're going to have a timer.
Okay.
Because,
Ang laki.
yeah, kung sino yung pinakamalaki, siya yung mananalo within the time frame.
Oh, Emily.
Within the time frame. Julie, ulitin mo, Julie. Julie, makiulit, Julie. So, magta-timer tayo. And then, kung sino ang pinakamalaki, ulitin, Julie, ulitin. Julie, oh. Hindi mo ako narinig, Julie. Hindi mo ako narinig. Can somebody text Julie to chat box? We're going to have a timer, ladies. Wait lang po. We're going to have a timer. Wait lang po. Okay.
Stop it!
We're going to have a timer. We're going to, Ate Pe. Teka lang po, Ate Pe. Wait. May timer po tayo. May timer.
Sayang yung effort.
Wait, sabay ang pangalan ng balloon. Sabay.
Nabanat na yung balloon niya.
On! I'm working!
Sige, kahit may hikaw, talo-talo na to.
That's the right answer. That's what I wanted to hear. So,
Kahit may aso,
Okay.
talo-talo na to. Aso inhaler ko.
So, yun. Okay, ladies. Ate Pe, your balloon po. Yung balloon niyo po, meron po tayong timer.
Oh,
Deflate niyo po.
Paki-inflate.
kapatid.
Deflate.
Oh, pinatay na.
Ayan, okay.
Yeah.
So, ayan, ilalagay po ni Jhermy sa screen. 1 minute lang. Whoever is the biggest.
Okay.
Okay?
Naku,
Now.
patay tayo.
Iba yung color ng balloon ko, hindi ko nakita sa akin. Kinuha ng anak ko. Pwede, okay lang ba?
Okay
Kailan
lang, no
pasalubo
problem.
at pasalubo yan, okay lang.
Basta
Oh.
Okay.
Basta
Inuubo
lubo.
ang anak ko.
Ano yung timer?
Ready na? Ready na?
Okay. So, umpisa ni Jhermy yung timer, okay? Jhermy,
Okay, 5,
time please.
4, 2, 1. Oh, sorry. Di ba?
Mali yung timer,
Ah,
okay?
that's one.
This time they say no, not yet.
Yeah, that's one.
Ano?
Okay.
Okay, go! 1 minute, yung pinakamalaki. Pinakamalaki! Go! Pinakamalaki!
Ito na kaya. Ito na ako. Gandito na lang ako.
Yeah, may 30 seconds to go!
I'm happy with mine kasi baka magkano na
Ako din.
30
Okay
seconds
na
to
ako dito.
go!
Okay na ako dito.
Okay.
Ay, nakabuo din ako ng lobo kahit may hika.
Yan. Last 10 seconds.
Yeah, the 10 seconds! 9, 8, 7,
Dali, meron pa time. Go! May 5 seconds pa, Julie. May 5 seconds, 3.
0! Yay!
Hey!
Ayan. Okay. So, can you show, Jhermy, please, kung sino yung pinakamalaki? You can see in the screen.
Oh.
Kung sino winner natin.
Oh.
Ayan.
Can you
Wow.
show in the
Si
screen?
Janina, pinakamalaki, I think. No.
Kanino ba? Ay, parang kay
I
ano
think
between
kay
Ate
CJ.
Julie
I
and
can see
Ate
CJ.
Yes, CJ, ang laki.
Yeah.
I think CJ has got the biggest
Hey,
It's
Julie
difficult to judge,
Simon,
actually.
stop
Ano, burst
blowing.
yung kay Julie. Okay? And then next, Jhermy, can you show?
I think it's CJ. It's difficult to
Okay.
judge, to be honest. Yeah,
Pero,
yeah.
pero kay Julie, sabi ni Julie na blue.
Yan. Can you see it? Can you all see it?
Akin mukhang itlog eh. Parang itlog ng ano to. Tingin ko parang ito eh. Itlog ba to ng ostrich o itlog na...
Sa akin, humika na ako.
Ayan. Diba?
Kaya I have a big
Kasi kay Ate
pearl.
Julie ang laki.
I have a big pearl.
So, sino yung first Jhermy? Yung binajudge?
I think it's
Ayan.
CJ. I think it's CJ.
Okay, CJ. I believe
To
it's
be honest,
CJ.
it's difficult to judge kasi yung hindi mo
Iba yung
talaga
shape
makita
ng
eh.
balon.
Oo. Saka pag ginanon mo, syempre mas malaki siya pag nilayo mo.
Alam mo, let's measure it. Teka. Let's measure it. I got it. Wait.
I understood yung...
Ako pearl siya. Bilog na bilog.
Yan.
Pearl na pearl siya. Bilog na bilog. Gaya ng may-ari.
So anyway, ayan.
It's 14 inch. 14 inch.
Congratulations. Congratulations, ladies. Okay, so what is the theory behind that balloon? Okay, so why did I ask you to blow it in a certain period of time? Kasi that is actually a simple way of test or a challenge. So we would know and we can measure your courage. Okay, so why courage? Because you know that when we have a goal, and then let's just say our goal is to reach the top, and that is the maximum laki ng balloon. So, kay CJ, kay Ate Simon, Ate Julie, talagang Julie Simon siya, di ba? Talagang ang laki-laki. So it just means that, you know, given the period of time, so they wanted to push. Yung courage to push to achieve the biggest balloon. But I have to comment kay Julie if the balloon pops. Kasi it means like talagang no holds barred. Talagang blow. So sagad talaga, todo. And she wouldn't even care. Julie wouldn't even care kung mag-burst siya o hindi. Talagang na-reach niya yung maximum. So it means like andun talaga yung desire and courage to achieve the goal, to have the bigger balloon. So isa siyang simple way of measurement of how our individual self, we push ourselves to the limit. You know, like yung mga bata, talagang ipupush nila kayo para makuha nila yung gusto nila. So magta-tantrum sila, iiyak sila, they would do a scene, di ba? And even kay Daisy, you know, like even if may hika siya, but you know, she push, di ba? But at the same time, because of medical reasons, she knows kung ano lang yung capability niya. So we have to respect that because we have different, you know, goals and desires in life. Walang tama, walang mali. Nothing is too fast and nothing is too slow because we all work in our own timeline. So we know our body. We know how the only thing that matters is we are doing it, diba? So yon. So congratulations because of your courage, Julie and CJ and Ate Julie Simon, diba? Yung malaki? Yeah. So yon. So it's a simple way to measure how is your courage and what is your desire. So yon, this is what are we going to find out today. You know, like as an individual person, and let's go deep inside, you know, to the source and to the root of what makes us. Diba? So welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you had fun. That's it for me for our small activity. And now I'll give you back to Jhermy for the actual theory and to dig deep of what we're going to learn today. Thank you, ladies.
Mimi.
Thank you.
Yan.
Hi, Kaloy! Hi, Kaloy! Angel face!
Hello.
Let me just bear with me, guys. Okay. New to Zoom.
I didn't look at the size. I just kept blowing. I didn't even touch the
Yes.
size.
Ganda ng...
I
kept
know,
blowing.
it's fun, di ba? Parang in a simple way, well, we know, well, we can assess ourselves, di ba? You just carry on, Jhermy. Magchichika-chika lang kami habang
Yep.
Humipan
Thank you. Thank you.
Milli.
Yung balon ko, bilog na bilog.
Ako, perlas eh. Perlas sa bilog. Huwag kayong
Ay, mahilig ka sa
tutulog.
perlas eh. Di ba?
Ang
Ay,
sa akin, mas
CJ!
malaki pa sa mukha
How
ko.
are you?
Good.
Nakita din
I'm
Yan.
kita.
doing well.
Yan.
Makikita rin po tayo soon.
Oh.
Oh, CJ. Meet up, meet up.
Yes, definitely.
Oh.
Mahirap pala mag-ano na lobo. Nakakapawis ang kilikili.
Oo. Nag-effort yan, ha?
Mahirap, pinihika ako.
Grabe si Ate Julie. Mag-blow ng lobo. Panalo.
Alam mo, sa totoo lang,
Ayan.
hinihika ako ngayon. Hinihika
Oh,
ako,
dear.
nagpoblo ako. Meron akong asma ngayon eh.
Asan inhale mo?
Nadyan ka pala, Sister Julina.
Yeah, look.
Oh.
Wow.
Jeremy
Oh.
nga sabi sa akin, mag-inhaler na kagad ako.
Noong binublo ko talaga, hinihika ako noon.
Ayan. Okay. So welcome everyone, and my name is Jhermy, and welcome to our Innerworks workshop for the mindset and self-awareness. And welcome to all our participants, Ate Julina, Ate Julie Knowles, Z Stanton, Ate Fe, CJ, Ate Julie Simons, Ate Daisy Guerra, Julina. Yes, and welcome everyone here. And this is a 1-hour workshop that will help us develop a new way or a better way of thinking. So what are we going to learn from this workshop? Yan. These are the objectives: to have an understanding of the importance of mindset towards conscious living, gain knowledge on the practical application of self-awareness and its impact to everyday living, and to have an understanding of the importance of goal setting. Yan. So why inner works? So inner works because everything starts from within, from inside, through our mind and through our thinking. So our mind is actually the most powerful weapon that we have. That's why we need to develop it, to protect it. Yeah, to protect it, harness it, and nurture it. Our brain is already developed because we're already adults, but our way of thinking is another thing. So if our mind is the inner one, our body is the outer one. And take note of this one, our body is the instrument of the mind. Yan. So developing a new and a better way of thinking, it all takes time. It all takes practice. And we need two things in order to do this one. We need to be deliberate and intentional with everything that we do. And you will find out that during this workshop, that mindset and self-awareness are interrelated, and we will be cross-referencing between the two. But in order to begin this inner work that we're calling right now, something must happen first. Yeah, and so you can see shift, align, and manifest. So that is the beginning of the inner works. We have to shift our mindset first. Yeah, shifting the mindset Now, once we have shifted the mindset, we have to make sure that this is aligned to our true self, to our true being, with all honesty, with all our heart's desire. That's the thing, with all our true heart's desire. And then we can manifest or create, live our life by design, by the way we want it to be, not by default, but how we wanted it to be. Yeah, and so that's why it's inner work. But I would like to introduce to you this person. We call it the stick person. Yeah, and, let me just, yeah, the stick person. So you can see the stick person, yeah. Very lame drawing, but yes, this is a stick person. So you can see in the drawing there that it's actually the mind. The big circle is the mind, and the small circle is the body. Remember what I told you earlier, the body is the instrument of the mind. So when we were born, our brain is not developed yet, yeah, but we have the subconscious mind already. Yeah, that's why it's like this, because it's open. Everything since birth, since childhood, adulthood, everything, all the experiences, all the things that had happened in our life gets stored in our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is actually our it's a recorder, it's a storage system. It's open 24 hours. It doesn't sleep, right? Unlike the conscious mind, the one on the top, our conscious mind is our thinking mind. It's our educated mind. This is something that we can control. We are aware of it when we're awake, most especially, and we can filter. Our conscious mind can filter, and our conscious mind is the commander. Yeah, that's the commander. Our subconscious mind, on the other hand, is the emotional part of the mind. As what I've said, it's the recorder, and it's open 24/7. If the conscious mind is the commander, the subconscious mind is just it just obeys. It's unquestioning servant. It cannot filter. That's the thing with subconscious mind. It cannot filter. It's a unquestioning servant. Now, by the time that we are already at the age of 7, which is the age of reasoning, everything has been programmed already. This is the most important thing to remember. Everything is already pre-programmed when we reach our age of reasoning. Everything is pre-programmed. We were taught to think, act, behave, and speak in a certain way by our parents or whoever is around us, whoever is our significant other. All the beliefs and habits, in the subconscious mind, you can see their letter P, which is the paradigm. The most important thing to remember about the paradigm, it's the beliefs and the habits. It's all stored on our subconscious mind. So basically what we're trying to say here, all the beliefs that we have, all the habits that we have, these are not ours. These are not mine. These are the things that was passed to us by our parents. Yeah, this everything, the way we talk, the way we dress, the food that we eat. We didn't choose that one when we were young, right? The language that we speak, the school that we go to, everything has been taken care of and looked after by our parents. So everything is pre-programmed. I think that's the main thing about this part here, that we are all pre-programmed. And let me just put our attention on the paradigm. The paradigm is in our subconscious mind, and the most important thing there are the beliefs and the habits. So in our subconscious mind, we have all the BS, right? What's BS? What's BS means? Anybody?
No.
Okay, it's not.
Body system,
Nice one, nice try, nice try.
body system, basic, sensual
Basic
and
skills. Basic skills.
No, BS. It's the belief system. It's our
Oh.
so the paradigm, in our paradigm, that is where our belief system is. Nandiyan na yung natin, yung mga tinatawag nating self-limiting beliefs. These are self-imposed, and these are a form of self-sabotage. This is when we tell ourselves, oh, I'm not good at this. I'm not I'm not good enough, I'm not beautiful, you know, all those negative things, or we always think little of ourselves. These are self-limiting beliefs that nobody's telling us, but this is what we believe. But this is all connected to our earlier childhood experiences. So these are the basically the belief system. So just to be aware that most of our belief system is not ours, it's something that we inherited. Now let's go to the habits, because these two are very important when we talk about the subconscious mind and the paradigm, which are the beliefs and the habits. Now, when we say habits, our habits are all in the subconscious mind. This is what we call the auto mode. Yeah. So I will show you something which is what we call a string of habits. You know, when habits are formed when we do it repeatedly, like any repetitive action, it becomes a habit eventually. So for me, my what do you call this one? The habit that I formed before is when I after work I pass by a chicken and chip shop, right? And then I
Wow,
always
nice
go there and
habit.
eat something. Well,
Nice
because
habit. I love it.
well, because chicken and chips obviously they are fried and fatty foods, right? If you only eat it once, it's okay. Or but I developed that habit that every time I go after work, I go to that one. So this is what we call a string of habits. So just to show you how powerful habits are, whether it's negative or positive. So I got a string here, yeah. So if you do your habit once, right? You only do it once, you can still break it, right? It's very easy. It's a string of habits. Yeah. But if I do it once, yeah, and I do it again, twice, right? And then I do it again for the third time, and so on and so forth, right? See, if I put them all together,
It's hard to
they
break.
become, it's hard to break, exactly. So if I put them all together, like this is string, it will be difficult to break anymore. So
Because
that's how
it's very
powerful habits
strong.
are. So the habits, right? Whether it's good or bad, when you do it repeatedly, it becomes a habit and it becomes a string. It's difficult to break anymore. Yeah. See, I struggle. I still manage to break
Struggling to
it,
break.
but
Struggling.
it's a struggle to break it. Imagine if you do it many times. It's like a rope
More
already that you can.
difficult.
Exactly. So that's exactly how powerful habits are. But there is a good news, you know, all these beliefs and habits, we can all change them. Yeah, we can change this paradigm. And contrary to what most people believe, that our conscious mind is the one who is dictating or controlling everything. No, it's actually our subconscious mind. You will notice that one. It's not our conscious mind. It is our subconscious mind, which is controlling everything that we do. Right. And let me explain to you that one. So remember that habit that I developed? Yeah. So I did it once, twice until it becomes a
Right.
habit. My goal is to be fit and healthy. But how can I be fit and healthy if I continuously go to the fish and chip shop every time I finish work, right? Until it becomes a habit for me. Will I become healthy and fit if I do it? I mean, I work like 4 times a week. So that means I do that four
Four
times.
times a week.
Exactly. 4 times a week. I do that one, right? So will I become fit and healthy? No, but that's what I wanted, right? That's what I wanted. But there's a gap between what I do or what I think and with what I do. So there's a disconnection, there's a gap between the two. So this is what we call the knowing doing gap. So this is when we will find out and really observe and notice that it's not our conscious mind, but it is our subconscious mind, which is our habits that controls everything that we do. But as what I said, there's a good news because we can change the paradigm. How we develop that paradigm is through constant repetition of those things that we are doing every single day, right? So if you try to break that bad habit, if for me, for my perception, it's a bad habit. If I decide that I will stop doing it and change the habit, then I can change it. I will just think of the opposite one. The opposite is obviously I won't go there anymore. I won't go to the fish and chip shop anymore after work and start eating healthy again, and start eating healthy. So, but I developed that bad habit by constant repetition, and I can break that habit by doing the opposite and doing it repeatedly as well. So that way we can change our what we call paradigm. You will notice that what you think is not exactly what you do. So we have to be aware of that one. Remember what I said earlier, there should be an alignment. There should be ask yourself, do you really want to be healthy and fit? I have to ask myself, do I really want to be healthy and fit? Then if I want to, then I have to change the habit. So I need to do that shift, and it has to be aligned. When I say alignment, this is what I think. I want to be fit and healthy, but I'm not doing what I need to do in order to be fit and healthy. I'm doing the opposite way. I'm eating the junk foods. So it's not aligned, right? So how can we create or manifest the life that we wanted to be by design if we are not going to be aligned? So this is when the mindset comes in, right? So remember what I said earlier, the conscious mind is the commander, the subconscious mind just obeys. So same old thinking will result into same old results. We cannot expect a different good result if we have the same pattern of thinking, right? So remember that we cannot change the result if we don't change the root. Yeah, and you can change the fruit without changing the roots. So our mindset is simply defined. It's just the way you're thinking. Mindset is simply just the way you think. And the quality of our life will depend on the quality of the thoughts that we are thinking. It's like a thermostat. It's our internal thermometer. It's our internal temperature. See, like a thermostat, if you want it colder, you want it hot or warm, we can set it. It's the same with our mind. We can set it. If you want to think positively, remember our body is the instrument of the mind. If we are thinking all those positive thoughts, our actions will be positive as well towards the goal that we want. If we are thinking negative thoughts, then obviously our actions will be on the negative side as well. We will be unhealthy and everything, all those things, right? That's why the quality of our life will depend on the quality of the thoughts that we are thinking. So always think all those positive thoughts. Yeah, and so that's what mindset is all about. And remember this character in X-Men, Professor X, Charles Xavier. The mind
thinking of intelligence
is our most powerful weapon. Yeah. So with regard to mind setting, right? There's a little bit of exercise that I would like you to do, because there are two types of mindset, right? There's what we call a fixed or a scarcity mindset, and there is a growth and abundance mindset. Of course, we would like to be on the growth
and abundance.
mindset. Exactly. So please respond to this one. Okay. If, say for instance, you saw a signature bag, right, that you wanted to buy. Yeah. For example, Louis Vuitton. Yeah.
Wow.
You saw Louis Vuitton and you wanted to buy that one. What's the first thing that comes into your mind? We know it's expensive. It's very pricey.
Do I need it?
Okay, that's one. That's
I
good.
like
That's
it.
good. Yeah, that's good.
Does
I
fit
like
my
it.
budget?
I
Is it
said-
reasonable?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I afford it?
Yes. Exactly. Can I afford it? Yun yung una, di ba? Obviously, we all have different responses and different reactions to all this, but I would like to put the focus on Ate Julie's. Is it Ate Julie Simon's answer? Yeah. Can I afford it? Yeah.
Yes.
So if you say, "Oh, can I afford it?" Or sometimes you block your mind. Can I afford it? So you start to question your abilities, your capabilities, and everything. But you can start asking yourself as well, because the quality of our life will depend on the quality of questions that we ask ourselves as well. That's another version of that quotation. Yeah, the quality of our life will depend on the quality of questions that we ask ourselves. So how can I afford it? Instead of sometimes we say I can't afford it. If you say can't afford it, that's a form of fixed and scarcity mindset. That means you shut your brain already because you said, oh, I can't afford it. That's your mindset. That's your way of thinking. So that means you already block your mind into being creative and resourceful on how you can afford it. But instead, you can ask yourself, how can I afford it? And then that way, your mind will start to work and to think. You will become creative and resourceful. And another approach is, I am open to all the possibilities on how I can have this beautiful and expensive handbag. There's nothing wrong in you wanting that bag, if you need to reward yourself, there's nothing wrong, and if you can afford it, so but other way of just to demonstrate between the fixed and scarcity mindset, between the growth and abundance mindset, you can tell yourself, first of all, how can I afford it? Or I'm open to all the possibilities there is that one day I can have that handbag. It's either I'm not going to buy it or somebody will give it to me as a gift, right? You'll never know, right? So these are the possibilities. They're the small things, but when you apply it in real life, in big things, this can be have a positive result, right? So this is what we're saying earlier. Same old mindset will result into the same old result. So that's the difference between scarcity, fixed mindset, and an abundance and growth mindset. Yeah, and so that's it for my part. And over to you, Milli.
Oh, thank you very much, Jhermy. I think from what you've explained, and I think yung pinaka takeaway ko or I wanted to digest sa sinabi mo is it's so interesting to know na yung mga ugali na pala natin ay namana natin. Like, like, pati yung mga pagkain na paborito natin, to be honest, it's not actually our choice. Because those are the only
Hello, Millie.
Wala.
Nawala si Millie.
Yeah. Yung wifi.
We'll ask her to repeat it.
Narinig niyo na ako? Hindi ba ako narinig?
Yes, yes.
Yan.
Kindly repeat it for us, please, Milli. I think we missed the part.
Okay, with it. I think dun sa sinabi, dun sa nalaman natin, dun sa shinare ni Jhermy about the subconscious mind and conscious mind, for me personally, it's just very interesting to know na yung mga ugali ko pala or even yung paborito kong pagkain, if I'm going to really internalize it sa buhay ko, pati pala yung paborito kong pagkain is not really my choice. Because if you're going to think about it, yung pagkain na alam ko ay introduce lang sa akin ng magulang ko. And yung magulang ko, introduce yun ng magulang nila, and parents nila, and so on and so forth. But it's a cycle, but thinking na it's not really my choice. But yung paradigm na yung sa ugali. So for me, yun yung gusto kong i-emphasize dun sa talk ni Jhermy na all of our habits or yung mga nakasanayan natin, if we're really going to think about it, is not our choice. Isang example pa doon, I just wanted to digest this because it's so powerful. Like, yung pagkain ng rice, Filipino tayo, di ba? So lahat tayo lumaki. Staple food ng rice 3 times a day, di ba? Pero nung dumating tayo dito sa England, so naiba. So hindi na talaga tayo, yes, kumakain pa rin tayo ng rice kasi yun yung nakasanayan natin, nasa paradigm natin. Nasa subconscious mind na embedded sa brain natin na kailangan ko kumain ng rice, otherwise hindi ako mabubusog. But in truth, hindi naman totoo, di ba? Napunta tayo dito sa England dahil marami na tayong choices. So, yung hindi na limited sa rice lang, yung staple food natin, di ba? So, in that way, you know, like I wanted to emphasize that in application in my life. Yung sa sinabi niya na how the way our ways are actually nanamanan natin. And how, you know, it's so interesting na kung ano pa na yung more, like 80% of me is actually from my parents. Lahat ng, even religion, even taste sa music, I don't know. You know, it's just interesting to me to know that. Um, so now that we know, yung subconscious and conscious mind, so I suppose I wanted to go to the second part, yung my part na self-awareness. Kasi now that we know how our brain works, so where do we go from here, di ba? I know we are all in different stages in our life.
Wala si Milli.
We lost you again.
Hello? Okay na?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Yes.
lost you. We
You
lost
have to repeat that part. Repeat that part,
Wala
please.
ako, I'm so sorry.
You have to repeat that part. Thank you.
Wala.
Stages in our life. And I know then na merong certain department in our life that we want more. You know, like we want to improve or to be better, or we want to really, you know, have everything, you know, like all good. Because most of us, you know, we want change. I mean, like change is constant. You know, like we cannot fight change. You know, last year na nangyari sa atin ng pandemic, a lot of good things that we know had been cut off one way or another, di ba? So where do we go from here? Alam mo yun, saan tayo or paano tayo pwedeng magbago or paano natin ma-improve yung sarili natin to be better person. So dito papasok yung part ko na self-awareness. So where do we start? Diba? Where do we start? Now that we know that we have subconscious and conscious mind, that we can actually be deliberate and we can actually change it. So I think one of the most fundamental things that if we wanted to improve our life or change entirely a habit, whether it's good or bad, or, you know, like what I said, there's no wrong and right because you know what is best for you. Where do we go from here if we shall decide to change, diba? Now, dun papasok ang self-awareness. So, it is very important to know who we are. Kasi di ba na-mention nga, di ba, I don't know with you girls, but you know, like for me, it's so interesting nga na to know na hindi yung mga ugali ko at mga nakasanayan ko, hindi pala talaga choices ko. It's just, you know, like the circumstances have been presented to me. But if thinking na I would have different circumstances, and then meron akong ibang paborito, di ba? Meron akong ibang ugali. So now I think it's important, it's a fundamental thing when you decide to change to know yourself first. So, okay, so what is self-awareness? So, it's just simple yung self-awareness. We can Google and, you know, we can like search on these things. Ang self-awareness kasi, this enables you to know where you are in life. So once you start to know yourself, alam mo yung baseline mo. So let's say, for me, I would just put it in a story, di ba? For me, because I could only say what I've experienced. You know, I could only testify to what I know and what I've experienced because experience is the best teacher. You know, like no matter how or what people say, at the end of the day, it is the experience that really makes us change. So, ito ang isang malaking challenge lang ng self-awareness because you have to admit all your shortcomings. So, yes, we think we know ourselves. We know the good part of ourselves. But what about the bad part? Diba? What about my impatience? What about my stubbornness? What about my tantrums? Diba? What about, little habits, like even, annoying habits. So sometimes it can be challenging because we have to face ourselves in a mirror, like naked, bare naked, and admitting all our positives and negatives. In that way, doon pa lang tayo makakapag-umpisa na to really know who we are. So let's just ask one of you, ladies. CJ. CJ, hi.
Yes. Hi.
Can I ask? Yeah. Are you okay to talk? Is it okay, ba? Now, if I ask
Yes,
you to
it's
share?
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. CJ, I would just like to ask you. I'm going to ask you now. Like, describe yourself, who you are.
Well, for me, I I think I'm a fun, loving person because this is based how I see myself and how I interact with other people. So that's how I see myself. And I'm just a person who likes to help other people because I've experienced also different kinds of struggles in life. And if I can be that kind of help for other people to, to help them with their problem, then I'd be happy to be that person.
Thank you for your honesty and for sharing your truth. That's really refreshing. And one more. Ate Fe,
Yes. Yeah.
Sarsaga, can I ask you if I ask you like who you
Yes.
are?
Yes. I'm loving person. Medyo stricta pero mabait ang puso ko. At masaya akong kasama. I always happy kapag kasama palabiro ako. Pero minsan napapagkamalang mataray. Pero ang totoong ako, napakabait ko.
Yeah, I'd like to believe that. Kasi ganun tayo. Thank you for your answers, diba? So it's interesting because, like, we can define ourselves. But yung other people's perception sometimes different. Diba? But, like, why? Diba?
Why?
So, yeah, diba? And even with me, like, I'm sure lahat din tayo, lahat kayo, ladies, na pagkakamalang masungit, mataray, maarte, diba?
Yeah.
So it's like it's so typical, like, like, for, be misinterpret. Misinterpret tayo. So, di ba? So, I really like your feedback. Because your feedback is like really being true to yourself. When I say being true to yourself, is you are admitting even your shortcomings. Let's just say in case CJ, di ba? CJ, everything is positive and all that. But that is good because she has that kind of mindset. Di ba? So, and even kay Ate Fe, di ba? Because you cannot have both. Actually, it's a constant practice. Like for me, I am impatient and I know mahaba na ang presensya ko ngayon, but still, there are some little moments na I would still snap back na being impatient because it's a constant practice. So, ngayon, I'd like to point out as well na yung self-awareness is being mindful towards others. So, when I say being mindful towards others, hindi naman yung iniisip mo lagi yung kapakanan ng ibang tao. No, not that kind of being mindful. Yung being mindful, because you know yourself, so you are being mindful that if you do something bad on your own terms, it will affect other person, so you wouldn't do it because you know better. So, yon ang ibig kong sabihin na being mindful. So, if you are self-aware, alam natin kung ano, all of us, we all made of love. I believe that. So, we are made of love and we are love. So, that love, we radiate love. So if we know ourselves, we wouldn't wish for anybody to do harm to anybody. Diba? Unless, yun nga, na kailangan natin i-admit na, yes, I get jealous sometimes. Yes, sometimes mataas ang ego ko. And that's where self-awareness sets in. If you take back and have a breath, you know? Nakita ko yung post ni ganyan na dati kong BFF. Diba?
Yeah.
Tapos, ang feeling, diba? Parang ano ka na. Tapos, i-share pa dun sa mga group mo, diba? So, you know, if we just like take a deep breath, you know, and like honestly, yung post na yun ng BFF ko got nothing to do with me, and I don't mind and I don't care because tapos na ako sa kanya sa issue natin. So, you know, you're at peace, diba? So, ganun lang. Ganun yung simple application ng self-awareness and acting. Actually, that is acting, yung subconscious mind yun na, yung nag-acting, yung conscious mind. Because conscious mind, yun yung thinking di ba? Initial reaction, isipin no, sige nga, makapag-ano nga, may kalat nga to, I know that, di ba? Makapag-ano ng snarly comment, di ba? Pero yun yung thinking mind nyo, di ba? Pero if you are being self-aware and pagaganahin yung emotional intelligence, which if we're going to go back again, the basic, we are love. We are made of love, like literally, you know. Actually, we are made of love, you are love, and we would only radiate love. So you wouldn't want to harm anybody in any way. You would want just the best and wish them at peace. Because everything we do, we have to remember it's a mirror. So the way you are being treated and you are being treated by others is because it's the way you project. Diba? And this is true, katulad ng sinabi ko sa kanina or testify ni ate, sometimes matagay siya and all that. And this is true, ate, diba? Correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, nasasabihan ka mataray because there are times talaga na isang tingin lang, diba?
Yeah, totoo yun.
That is true, you know?
Pero ang puso ko natutunaw sa...
Exactly. Because that is the truth. Diba? That is the truth. Though sometimes, diba, naanuhan tayo ng mataray or maarte.
Palakaway. Pero hindi nila alam ang totoong ako. Diba? Yung totoong ano ba natin?
Because we just want the best, diba?
Yes.
So, kaya tayo na because we want the best. So
the best.
Isa yun sa I think fundamental that we have to learn on our journey for self-awareness is being yung acceptance din and non-judgment. So tanggapin natin kung sino tayo and that's it. You know, wag husgahan.
Yes.
Unless na i-admit mo sa sarili mo na fine, okay, talagang maarte ako minsan, di ba? And then you are aware. You know what next to do, di ba?
Yeah. Alam mo na ang gagawin mo sa susunod, di ba?
Exactly, di ba? You know. And then another thing then is yung stop mo yung resistance. When I say stopping the resistance stopping the resistance and letting go is, let's just say example, you know, like for me, you know, like the food tayo paradigm. Okay, so I don't want to drink Coke anymore because it makes me fat, diba? So, and this is self-awareness towards my body, you know, my body image. So I don't want to drink Coke anymore because it's making me fat. But here's the catch. Ito yung catch ng mind, di ba? If i-resist mo, it needs a lot of willpower not to give in. But if you stop resisting and be at peace, like, okay, I will drink maybe one small cup and enjoy it and not have it for the next 3 months, na-satisfy mo yung sarili mo without overdoing it. Because what happens is, say specifically so for body awareness, body self-awareness, is nire-resist natin, nire-resist ko hanggang, okay, sige na nga, itong weekend. So, sa weekend, and then, before you know it, isang litro na ng Coke ang nainom mo, which is binging. And binging, you know, when you start, because it's addictive, and then it's gonna be habit, and then it's gonna be, you're going to see the effect. Diba? So that's being self-aware of the body. Because I know all of you take good care of your body. And you know, the only thing that I would at least share to you is to respect our body in any way. Diba? Kasi anything na sobra is masama. So, yun yung mga ang basic ng self-awareness is being mindful of yourself and towards others and calling yourself with your bullshit, you know? Stop pretending. Because when you start to pretend, that's when you make up stories and, you know, and God knows kung saan kayo makarating, di ba? With our stories that mag-spiral sa head natin. So yun lang yung gusto ko yan sa self-awareness. And another thing is, another thing I wanted to point out to self-awareness when you start to have the journey of knowing yourself is stop seeking validation from others. Because walang ibang nakakaalam ng body mo, ng pag-iisip mo kundi ikaw. Like, trust your intuition because you know exactly what to do. We all are guilty of this, that we always ask validation from others. Like, okay, for me personally, this is very personal. You know, I had a failed marriage. I have two lovely boys. But because of validation of others, because of validation that I really wanted to seek from my parents, nagpakasal ako, even if I know the night before ng wedding ko, nasa phone ako with my best friend and saying na ayokong magpakasal. But because I am seeking my parents' validation, their approval, so they could be proud of me, nagpakasal ako. And then, anong nangyari? Di ba? It's a failed marriage. And more heartache lang ang nadala sa buong pamilya ko and to all my loved ones because of that validation seeking na inaano ko. But I know in my heart na ayoko na, di ba? So that's the big story. Pero meron din mga maliliit, di ba? Na little ways na, you know already na maganda ang makeup mo. And then, you would ask your best friend, yung best friend mo, jealous sa'yo, di ba? So, instead of sabihin na, yes, you know, you look so good, and then criticize ka pa. So, you would end up criticizing yourself, di ba? And then, insecure ka pa. So, sometimes it's not, you know, like, it's good to ask validation, but you have to trust your
Nawala si Mimi.
Yeah, but I think we all want from time to time like to ask people for validation is sometimes when you are not so sure because you're doing something for the first time. So validation is also good.
Depends upon the validation. Me and Millie has the same experience.
Yeah.
Seeking parents' validation that's why my marriage failed because I want to have my parents be happy. But the end, the marriage failed, and that's one thing that I really regret up to now. I wish I listened to what I wanted when I was young. I wish I did not get there.
Yeah.
And now I have proven to myself that I always must trust myself.
You think validation, as what Sister Julie Simon says, we can consider validation, but it's up to our choice, do you think? Because validation can help us to decide, but I think on our own perception, we can be the one to choose what kind of validation we can accept it for ourselves.
Yes, exactly. Well said, Ate Julina and Daisy. Yes, that's what I said. There's nothing wrong with validation. And it's good to have the opinion, especially of your loved ones or your parents, or somebody or a doctor, or somebody who's credible
all the
to give you an advice.
validation we accept.
Because I
Mm-mm.
think validation have a negative and positive category. So in order for us to understand, on not only one validation we can accept, we can ask for two or more validation in that such a way we can see the factors on how can we validate ourselves.
But when we were asking that validation, once it's already in our life, so we can act on it. If that validation has been good or bad to our lives, I think that's
Yeah,
the only way we can do. Just
yeah,
get out of it, sort out the validation,
I
and
think it's up to
redirect your
yourself if
yeah.
you validate what do you want, so you can accept.
I think the validation goes to the mindset, which is we develop and strengthen our possibilities on how we commit ourselves and all the changes we can do.
And I think
Yes.
validation is just the first kind of it's like an engine of a car. You start it, but when you think that the starting point is no good, turn off,
Then you
turn off
can
the
turn
key,
off. Is
and
it? You
don't
can turn off
continue.
because it's no good to
Turn it
continue.
off. It's like a car.
That's
No.
why
Validation is no good.
I was pertaining to validation. You can turn to yourself to a mindset. That's why I'm trying to conceptualize. If you do the validation, you have the mindset to develop and strengthen the capabilities of your commitment and hard work. That's how for me, that is how I pursue myself on how to validate a certain decision or a certain choice.
For me, validation, if it's already off, then put it down. Don't continue with that validation.
Okay. Interesting. It's interesting yung mga take nyo. So, there's truth in both of what you are saying. What I am trying to explain is going to what you just said last, Ate Julina, is that is through validation. You have to remember this. So if you trust your intuition, you
Yeah.
know in your gut what is true and true to yourself. When you seek validation, it means you are doubting. So it's good to have validation, but you shouldn't dismiss your intuition.
Yep.
Yun yung sinasabi ni Daisy na of course you have your mind,
To put in your
because
mind.
in everything, like whether it's small or big decisions, before we said it out loud, before we voice it out, we know already what our heart desires. And we know already, like in our gut, in our intuition, if it's the right thing to do or not. Diba? So, yun yung sinasabi ko na validation. So it's good to have a validation, especially in different settings, diba? Like if it's a teamwork, if it's like work-wise, or if it will affect directly or greatly certain group of people or family decision, it's good to have validation. But what I am trying to say, what I am trying to point out about the self-awareness of in following your intuition is don't seek validation so you could have so okay, so don't seek validation if you know already, like in your intuition, what is right thing to do for yourself. So that's what I am trying to share to you. But of course, like what I said from the start, we are all in different stages in our life, diba? So we are all in different age groups. So your journey to self-awareness is kayo lang ang nakakaalam. Hindi asawa nyo, hindi anak nyo, hindi kung sino mang napakinggan ninyo. That's what I wanted to, that's what I'm trying to emphasize a while ago, na walang mali, walang tama. Because you know what is best and you know where you are. So yun nga yung challenging the self-awareness because you have to deal all your negatives then, and you have to admit, all your insecurities, all your negative thoughts, all your negative doings, past, and then present, and like you have to really set your baseline to where you are. Kasi kung alam mo kung nasaan ka, you know the next step to do. Diba? So, yun yung what I'm trying to say about validation. And, like, it's okay, we live in a very interactive and very, very visual world. So, it's good to be accepted and it's good to have validation from others. But what I am just trying to, again, repeat ko, is in yourself, do not ever doubt your intuition because it's you. It's your essence. So, yun lang po ang gusto ko sabihin about self-awareness. So now, di ba, interesting yun nga kasi because it all comes down sa emotional intelligence tsaka intellectual intelligence. So there's a line between subconscious and conscious mind. So now, if you wanted, life changing, or if you want, to carry on with the journey of your self-awareness, there are some tips like I think that could be really helpful that I wanted to share. So, isa yun sa daily reflection. So, I don't know with you guys, does anybody here practice gratitude list? Like, to some people, early in the morning when they wake up, kasama ng prayers nila, is yung gratitude nila, di ba? Yung thank you for little and big things in life. Or sometimes sa gabi, like some people practice, gratitude, like because what we can see or what we can measure, we can actually see the progress, diba? So it's good to have a daily reflection, and it's good if you can write it down. Like for me, the first thing in the morning, I would do my gratitude. So sometimes I write it, sometimes just say a little prayer to whatever however you're comfortable. Yeah. Because this is setting your day. For me, this is setting my day. If I first thing in the morning, I think of all the things that I am grateful, then that sets my day to a positive mindset. That I would look for all the positive things during the day. So if I start to say, oh, thank you for the nice warm duvet, for waking up in this nice warm duvet, so I can feel the love. So that's how I am, like little things. Yes. I am always grateful for the little things. These little things, these are the things that made up our life. Little moments. And these little moments is momentum to a bigger one. So if you could just say two good things in life, the very first thing that you wake up in the morning, so you will have higher thoughts, like what I have this in the screen. If you have higher thoughts, positive thoughts, you'll have higher energy and positive energy. And when you have positive energies and higher energies, so you vibrate that. Yun yung maipapakita mo sa mga kasama mo, sa bahay mo, sa bahay, sa anak natin, or sa asawa, or sa partner, or sa work. And then when you have high vibration, so higher yung frequency mo, so higher yung magiging attraction mo sa mga higher and nicer and more beautiful life experiences. So I don't know with you ladies if you do believe in law of attraction, but that is only one aspect that we can look in or dig deep in attracting higher frequencies, because it's just, let's say ganito. Think of a red car. This is how our mind works. Think of a red car. Di ba? Kapag naisip mo yung red car, all of a sudden, ang makikita mo, paano yung red car? All of a sudden, yung mga red car na yun, mag-a-appear with
Chain reaction.
Kasi nandoon nakaset yung mind mo.
Or is it the universe telling you, okay, this is what you have ordered from me, then I'm giving it.
Exactly. Because, it is like gravity. Whether you practice or not, whether you believe it or not, it happens, like gravity, nandiyan lang ang gravity. Lahat ng pag meron kang tinapon, bababa, it will pull you. So that is how
Like you
the
empowered yourself,
it's in the
diba?
word, it's in the word, law of attraction. That's what you're going to attract. So if you are a positive person, so all the positive
So coming up.
experiences will come to you because you order more. Exactly. That's the right word. So now, and another thing is, in maybe I wanted to share about self-awareness is avoid labeling. So avoid labeling people. So when I say avoid labeling is we don't have to put people in certain files, in certain categories, because we are all the same. Maybe different chapters in our lives, but we are all the same. If we could just practice to look at somebody else the way you would look at yourself, di ba meron nga tayong sinasabi, don't do to others what you don't want
That to you to do
Yeah.
to yourself.
Yes,
Sa Bible yun eh.
exactly. Because there's
Don't do to others if you don't want to do it to you.
yes, that's true. Because if
Tagalog,
you
kung
are,
ayaw mo
Don't
gawin
do
sa'yo, huwag mo
others
gawin
what
sa
you
iba.
don't want to others do unto you.
Kaya
yes,
nga.
because if you think about it, ladies, di ba? You wouldn't want, if you are aware of what you want and wala kang isipin kung hindi ang mga bagay na gusto ko, let's say ako, wala kang, if I'm aware what I want and wala kang isipin na mga bagay na apart from sa bagay na gusto ko lang yung mga magagandang bagay, di ba? I don't want pain, I don't want heartache, so why, and then that's when self-awareness vibrates in your daily living activity. If you want just good things for yourself, so you wouldn't want, bad things to happen to other people,
I think
So,
me,
Mhm.
yung self-awareness for me, as per my experience, is you have the ability to empower yourself to change something that beyond your concern. Like even in the morning, as what you said, when me for my experience in the morning, when I wake up, the first thing I always say is, "Thank you, Lord, for today. I hope there's a blessing coming up today." And then
Yes,
that's what I do. With all honesty, guys, believe it or not, every morning when I woke up in the bed, the first thing I always say is, "Thank you, Lord, for today. I'm alive. I'm wishing everybody's a blessing. I hope there will be a good positive coming up today or blessings coming up today." And sometimes it happens. And sometimes I have the habit of sharing the mass to everyone for a blessing. And I think positivity is very important to everyone because we have the empowered abilities to change our lives every day in a good manner.
yes, I agree with that, 100%. Yun nga, di ba? But there's one thing I wanted to add. Like what I said, we are all different chapters in our lives. So yes, being positive is an A plus and 100%. That's what we need to do. But let's just say in a wider and larger scale, not everybody can be always positive, diba? And
Yeah.
that's the truth, diba?
True.
So if you can't be too positive, the least thing you can do is be hopeful. Be hopeful that good things
Yes.
will happen to you,
And
that good
adopt.
things will come your way. So,
Yes.
gusto ko lang i-add yun sa idagdag sa sinabi ni Daisy because, yes, being positive and yes, because that is how your mind is set already. But for those who are struggling and for those who are just starting to know themselves and admitting about their bad attitudes and about their bad habits, it's hard to be positive because meron siyang shadow na sometimes it's hard to swallow, like a hard pill to swallow. So, but do not forget to be hopeful. So that's the least thing you can do. So be hopeful that things are going to be better or you'll be better.
The key
So
here is not to be too hard on yourself.
yes, exactly. Yun yung next ano ko. You know, it's a journey. You know, it's step one, step two, step three.
There's
Di ba
always an
yung-
areas for improvement.
Yes, it's like, I put it this way, ladies. Ang baby, bagong panganak, few months old, nagpa-practice,
Tumayo.
tumakad. Hindi mo naman, di ba, pag natumba sila, hindi mo sabi na, hindi mo naman papaluin or get up, you baby dummy. Di
Try it
ba?
again.
Get up, you know, like, you're so stupid, you can't walk. You wouldn't say that to a baby because nagpa-practice pa lang siya, di ba? So, you are kind, di ba? What do we do? Inaalalayan pa natin, tinutulungan natin, di ba? So, let's treat ourselves like that. Like a baby starting to walk, di ba? So, let's not be hard on ourselves na hindi ko kagad nagawa to or hindi ko ganito, hindi siya perfect. Because it's a process. Like everything in life, may gestation, di ba? So, para maging fully blown or para maging full bloom or para mahinog. Di ba? So, we should treat ourselves like that, you know? Like a baby na kapag bumagsak, hindi mo naman papaluin at sasabihin na stupid baby, you're an idiot. Hindi mo gaganunin, di ba? Because you know it's just starting. And let's treat ourselves like that, you know? Like being self-aware, being kind to ourselves. You know, accepting and being kind and, you know, being hopeful and being positive towards life. So, and another thing na gusto kong i-add is be open to feedback. Now, so this is hard to swallow then. Sometimes we don't like people, you know, calling us out. Like we always think we are the better person. We always think I am right, diba? So accept feedback. Kasi how can we improve ourselves if we don't accept feedback? So it's nothing personal. Don't take it too personal. Because remember, yung mga tao na nagbibigay ng feedback, ng honest feedback sa inyo, these are the people that love you. These are the people that want better, because for you. So para you could all live in harmony, peaceful, beautifully, in abundance. So do not take it personally when you are being criticized or you have negative feedback. So, yun yung, I think yung few steps that we have to remember, and I think it's fundamental na malaman natin so we could live like consciously knowing to where direction we're going. So now that I've discussed all those things, and thank you for the feedback and for the, you know, for the exchange of thoughts, you know, and your learning. If you have a paper, can I just ask you to do your IM? So at the first of my talk, I asked you if how can you describe yourself, diba? So can you just write down maybe one or two IMs of who do you think you really are? So this is just to have a baseline to where you are. So don't worry, I'm not gonna ask you to share that in here unless you want to. We're happy, you know, and grateful if you can share it to all of us. But just write down like your I am. But remember, like I put it there, I know lahat tayo gusto natin. But most of us, we love nice things, fancy things, luxurious things. Nice job, you know, like luxury car, you know, 6 figures in the bank, you know, big house. But don't,
The one,
don't
right?
forget. Yeah. No. Iba pa yung sa GoGo card.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but
So
remember,
only a piece of paper. Okay.
yeah, I am lang, like I am. You know, like for me,
Okay.
I don't know, I can send it. Yeah. So I am lang. For me, my I am always, you know, like
Do we
my
have
I
to
am.
choose with this? We have to choose with this one, or we just create
Oh
our
no, you
own?
create your own. You create your own. Just a reminder. Like after like what we talked. Like how are you going to find yourself now? I am what, di ba? Ako, for me, sharing my thoughts, I always tell myself, or one of my affirmations is, I am enough. So that's my own personal, like I am enough. So if I could just ask you to put down, as many I ams you like, and if it's okay, I'll ask somebody to share their I ams. That would be very nice if you can share it.
Me.
Yun. So let's start kay Ate Fe. Let me see.
Oh. Oh.
Medyo yung camera mo, ate, parang natatakpan, nakahalf ka lang.
Ayan.
Ayun, I am happy always. I like that. Because ate, being happy, being happy is, I think, that's what we're here for,
Yeah.
So what can you say? Why happy?
Because I don't like to be always even I have a problem, I always thinking always positive. I don't like to be lonely. I don't like to be stressed. I want always smiling. I want always, when I wake up in the morning, gusto ko yung masaya agad. Ang gusto ko masaya agad kahit na may tawag na problema. Sabi ko, mamaya na yan. Gusto ko muna maging happy muna ako. Saka ako isipin kung paano ako tutulong sa inyo. Ganun lagi ako. Gusto ko happy muna. Para ang maghapon ko, very happy. Yun.
Yes, that's great. Because it's setting, it's setting the frequency that you wanted to vibrate. So, Z, can we, if it's okay, if you can share your I am.
Hello? Yeah,
Hello, Z.
Makita niyo. I am grateful.
Wow.
Wow. Is it okay? Why?
Because sa lahat ng everything I have right now is because I work for it. I had time before na walang-wala ako, yung ganon. So kaya anything that happened to me, I am really grateful about. I feel like I am so blessed and grateful sa lahat ng meron ako.
Yeah, that's really good. Thank you very much, Z. That's another thing, then the mindset. Because if you are grateful for little things and big things, it's a snowball. It will just go bigger and bigger, more positive life experience.
Yes.
So, yes. So, thank you for that, Z. Ate Julie Timon, is it okay?
Yes. I think the very first one I have listed is structured. I am very structured in my life.
Oh, okay.
I hate disorganized people. I thrive on stress. And when I go home from work, I float because I know I've done a good job for the day, made people well if they are unwell, because I work in the operating room. And if I don't float when I go home, then the opposite of that is deflated. So I want to go home floating, that I've done well.
I really like that attitude, I like that, like when you say like structured, because it's good, for people like to know their end, to have a goal. So, at the end of the day, you will sleep fulfilled, diba? That you are fulfilled, that you did your best, and that's a really positive way forward in life. So, okay, siguro lahat na, ko because I am so happy to hear your I am.
Yeah.
So, natin kay Julie knows? Can we know your I am? This is like our sisterhood. Yeah. Unmute.
Unmute.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yep. Yep.
So I am a strong-willed person because I am able to withstand challenges in life, and I'm also would like to say I am courageous because I stand up against all the odds that I face without flinching, and I am also kind-hearted because I always wanted to help others.
You know, Julie, lahat ng mga nilagay mo, it actually reflects you. We could see that even like just in social media, because these little things that you do, this is sums up who you are, and your I am is just really, I think it's your truth. Thank you for sharing that. Daisy, yes, Daisy.
You. Well, all I can say, I am empowered. The reason empowered in blessing, empowered of love, empowered of good vibes. I'm the person who loves to push everyone up. Like in kinds of my family, my daughter, my work, I love to help people to push them up all the best that I can. I always try myself to give them a good example, to motivate them, and to give them more and share what I've learned from my experience, work wise or family wise, or based from my emotional experience as well. I love to empower myself every day. That's why I always say I am empowered. And God bless.
Fantastic. Yes, and like it's amazing because like um, being empowered actually is being an influence, a positive influence to others. And like what you said, well said that you
Thank
want
you.
everybody. When you go up, everybody have to go up, diba? Everybody should rise. So that's good because it's always happier kapag madami, diba?
The more the merrier.
Yes.
For one, one for all.
That's good. CJ.
It's my turn. Yeah, so I am me.
Oh, I love
Because
that answer. Wow.
I'm just being me. I'm unique and I know myself, and I just keep doing what makes me happy and just continue to improve my skills and make capabilities and use my strength and my weaknesses to be a better person. So yes, I am just being myself. I am me.
Fantastic. A little bit of insight, like with what CJ Liddell of, just stating being me. Um, it's not just, it is. Yun lang talaga because it is if you we're going to think about it, it's just me. It's just me. Everything starts with you. Being kind, being those are um expression ng essence mo. Pero yung essence mo is just you. It's just being you. So I really like that answer. So wow, I am so happy to know a little bit of a lot of in little words, but a lot of your individual expressions. So Ate Jelena,
Hi. Yes, I will say that I am unique because I was given by God the power of expressing myself and my talent to show to people how the way I express my subconscious mind by exploring theirs too. And because of what's going on with the pandemic, I have learned that, and I have learned that I am also can be unique and be realistic to the present situation at the moment. It's by working to a certain kind of degree that we were not supposed to force ourselves to be that person. Like we have to, example, what I am doing now is a fashion on a trip buy. Everyone can be happy, everyone can buy things, but if you know how to tap onto that kind of like thriftiness, like you can do it yourself, you can
yes.
recycle things. That's what I want to express, is sharing my uniqueness through being a realistic person.
Oh, thank you very much. I know you are so artistic, and you know, Ate Juliana, I wanted to just say that like being artistic is actually like it being creative is actually like creation of being deliberate. Being artistic and being creative is actually a deliberate action of being a creator. So you are creating something, bigger.
But
Even
at the
if
same time, yeah. Sorry.
yeah,
But at the same time, we have to realign ourselves to the present situation. We
oh
cannot be
yes,
unique and be unique and creative, but without the power of resources. We just have to realign it, and we have to be very realistic to our resources. Something like that.
yes, that is like without I mean even with restrictions and even with like without access, limited access,
Yeah.
but you can still manage to create something that is being a deliberate creator. So that's really wonderful. So I think I've asked everybody's I am, and I am so impressed. You know, no wonder, Julie, you have the best batch of beauty queens here and a really great influence to the community. So no wonder, like you are, you have that title and you are in this group because you are, like a creme of la creme, So it's good to know a little bit of what's inside in your mind. So I think that's it for me. And siguro in a nutshell lang, so being aware or self-awareness leads you to being mindful, and being mindful leads you to a conscious, deliberate living. So you own summary ko with what we talked about, and all this self-awareness actually happens in subconscious mind. Go emotional intelligence going to intellectual intelligence for the execution. Diba? So, yun lang po. So, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts, sharing your truth, and sharing your life stories. So, I'll go back to Germina to wrap up our workshop. And I am most grateful and so happy to know you in this level. Thank you for your time.
Thank you,
Thank
Mimi.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Millie.
So,
Thank you very much. And yes, that is the importance of uh, self-awareness. So after being self-aware, the next step would be probably self-mastery. So the more we become aware of ourselves, the more we will master ourselves. And it's actually if we don't master ourselves, we will master everything else and anybody else, but not ourselves. So that's a very important thing as well. And you have your goal card there. So one of our objectives as well is setting a goal, because you got the goal card there, yeah? All of you?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. So to wrap this all up, so after making that shift, that mindset, yeah, after aligning ourselves with what our heart truly desires, now we are ready to manifest or create our life the way we want it to be created, life by our own design and not by default, because most people, they live life by default, meaning they just go by the flow. They don't have any goal. And it's even written in the Bible that he who doesn't have any what call this one vision will perish. I'm sure some of us has already encountered that one. That's actually written in the Bible as well. Those who doesn't have any vision will perish. And vision is very important in the goal. Uh, uh, it all starts with our vision, what we want it to be, and then we develop that one into a goal. That's why we have that goal card. Now that we know our mindset, we are more self-aware. Now we're ready to hit all those things that we wanted in life. That's why we incorporated the goal card in this session, in this workshop. Now, what is the purpose of a goal? The purpose of a goal is actually to grow. That's very easy to remember. The purpose of the goal is to grow. Yeah, we all need to grow. We all need to develop. We all need to improve. Otherwise, we will just be like flatline. All those who work in the health industry, on the cardiac monitor, when you're just
Dead.
like that. Yes, exactly. No life. Yeah. If you're flatline, if you're flatline, then there's no growth. There's no movement. We're dead. That's exactly the point of having a goal, because it will keep us alive. Again, the purpose of the goal is to grow. If there is something that we want in life and we know how to achieve it, it's not a good goal because we already know how to do it. Or if it's something that we think that we can achieve, that might be something else. That is something that we can consider. But the proper goal that we need to set is something that we haven't done before, something that will give us a challenge, something that will give us the opportunity to grow, something that will give us a little bit of discomfort, a little bit of stretching ourselves, unlocking our potentials. In short, it should be something big, something that we don't know, or that if we can achieve it or not. That is the purpose of the goal. Because if it's something that we can achieve, then it's not a good goal. It's not going to help us grow. So, and the other thing about goal is, if you don't know your target, you cannot hit it, right? That's why in sports, there's a basketball goal, there's a football goal, right? So everybody goes into that goal, shoots that ball or kicks that ball in order to score. So it's the same in our life. We should have a goal in our life as well. And by having a goal card, by writing it down, that means, out of sight, out of mind. Have you heard of that one? Out of sight, out of mind. But if we always see it, then we will always have our mind on it. And this is something, and if we write it all the time, again, it goes back to the mind setting and to the habits. Yeah. Our conscious mind is commanding and our subconscious mind is obeying. If we filter out the good ones, that will be the one which will be implanted in our subconscious mind, and that will eventually become our habit by consciously and deliberately repeating all those good habits that we think will serve us and will help us go to our destination or reach our goal. So with this goal, so if we can always see it, then we can always put our mind on it, and we can do all our actions will be directed towards achieving that goal. So the starting line for the setting your goal is, I am so happy and grateful that now, you don't need to write it now, but later on you can write it, but you can write it in real time as well if you wish to. So I'm so happy and grateful that now it should always be written in the present tense. If you heard the saying, claim it, it's all done. I'm sure you have heard about this one before.
Yes.
Claim it, it's all done. Don't say that, I will be like this in May, or, but claim it now. Claim it now. It's all done. I'm so happy and grateful that now I am, it depends on what your goal is. Say, for instance, you want to be wealthy and healthy and happy. You can write it down. I'm so happy and grateful that now that I'm happy, wealthy, and healthy. And just write it down. And as what they say, your goal should always have a date, right? This particular area of writing a date on the goal, most of the books will say write a date on a goal, because it just gives it a sense of urgency. If you put a date, say for instance, on May I have to accomplish this one. I have to be fit and well. I have to be fit and by May. I have to achieve this type of weight or body fitness by May. So at least there's urgency, and you know where to end it. Where you have a particular date when you need to achieve it. And once you achieve that one, of course, you can move on to your next goal. So always put a date on that one, whatever your goal is. So you can You can write it down later on, or you can write it now.
Write it now.
Yeah, why not? If you want to write it now.
Yes.
I write it now.
Yep. So always
Yeah.
starting with, I'm so happy and grateful that
Me.
now, present tense,
Yeah.
right? And the bigger the goal is, obviously, it will increase your, the reason for that one is it will increase your motivation. It will increase your resourcefulness and creativity, because the fun is actually in knowing and finding out how to achieve that goal, right? No matter how big that one is, but that's the thrill, that's the fun of it. You don't know how to achieve it yet, not yet, but because you have set that goal, and you are prepared to, you will do whatever it takes in order to achieve that goal. You will become more creative and resourceful in achieving that goal. So that's the fun of that one, having a bigger goal.
Through this one we discussed, there is already, for me, I have my transformation. It's like a caterpillar to be a butterfly, something
Yeah.
like that. That's what I felt right now. That's why I automatically write my goal right now, because while I'm listening right from the very start, I had a transformation of, as what I said, from the caterpillar growing to a butterfly. That's how I cultivate my transformation.
Amazing. Thank you, Ate, for sharing.
To catch up with that, like from caterpillar to butterfly, well, already flitting from one flower to another to continue my design. That's me. After the pandemic, I will keep on flitting.
How about Ate Julie? Are you ready for your soil?
Are you talking about my allotment?
That's the goal. That's not the goal.
No,
goal.
my goal is because I'm a little bit overweight, I want to be more healthy, and by the end of July, I want to lose a little bit more weight. And that is smart. That is a smart goal. It's reliable, it's achievable, and it's with time frame.
Wow, nursing na nursing, Ate.
I do not know any other way to talk, Jhermy. I don't know any other way of talking.
Yeah, I would just like add, like personal, I just want to share my personal experience. So last last year, 2019, end of 2019, I attended a workshop, for self-development, self-development. That was in OK before 2019 December. So what we did is we write to ourselves, like, Dear 2020. So, parang sumulat ako sa sarili ko sa 2020. And just like this goal card, yung kung sino na ako sa 2020. So, and then yung teacher namin, she is a healer. Sinend sa amin yung letter na yon noong January 2021. So, yung buong 2020, so yung January 2021. And gusto ko lang i-emphasize yung importance ng writing it down and have a specific time frame, and being truthful sa kung ano yung sinusulat mo, because it actually happened. Maybe kung meron akong 10 things na nilagay doon, for some reason, like, I think 8 of it nagkatotoo. And isa doon, yung money. Yung money. Sabi ko doon, gusto ko may ipon ako. Put it that way, di ba? And we know that 2020 had been very difficult for everybody. With me as well. Nawalan ako ng work, and up until now. But for some reason, the whole universe conspired for me to be able to tick that wish list, to have something on the side, money-wise. So, yun yung importance of writing it down. and giving a specific time frame. And I was surprised kasi binalik lang sa amin yung letter noong 2021, itong January. Ito yung nagulat ako na yung mga imposible nangyari. And that is because I am proof sa kung ano yung sinulat ko. You know, I started my journey of self-awareness and being mindful and being deliberate and walking and speaking my truth and saying no to anything that doesn't make my heart jump. So, yun yung power ng goal setting, ng writing it down, and having a specific date. So, gusto ko lang i-share sa inyo because it's something really, you know, hindi kasi ako masyado open. But in a safe space like this, na alam ko na yung mga nakikinig is my sisters. So I am open to a lot of, you know, like I am open and bare sa mga experiences ko because it's just amazing. You know, once you start to ask a question and once you have that seed in your heart, you know, it has no other way than to grow. Hindi siya mamamatay. Hindi, once na nataniman ka ng seed sa heart, once that your mind has started to ask more questions. So, yun, gusto kong i-share sa inyo how important is your setting a goal. Doesn't matter kung, you know, the whole world will really conspire para mangyari yon, even if it looks like really impossible. Like yun, sabi ko sa inyo, di ba, na parang, oh, nawalan ako ng trabaho, nag-pandemic, and all that, pero I still managed to be able to save money. So, it's amazing. And nagulat ako na, behind stuff ko pala yun. And, you know, it's really amazing because, you know, like everything we wish for, it's already given. It's just for us. It's a matter of how we set our mind to see things that it is already achieved. So yun ang summary ko and for the goal card. And back to you, Jhermy, to wrap things up and, you know, to give thanks. Oh, before I'll go back because this is my last time to chat with you guys, with you ladies. So what I spoke about is years of learning and experience, attending workshops. Some I paid hundreds, you know, so be in a course and workshops, and some, you know, just learning from, you know, books and from people, from social media, from YouTube. But the things that I expressed and shared to you is years of learning and through experience. So that's why I am 100%, you know, can testify to whatever I said. Na it can be true. All your dreams can be true. And everything is possible. And if any of you still have questions, if you want, you know, like for us to talk here or, you know, just one-on-one, if it's in confidential. So just think of me as a safe space now you could count on to listen and perhaps share my thoughts if you shall need that kind of ears to listen to you. So, yun lang. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Milli.
Thank you.
Amy.
Any other
Very well
questions? Any other questions about what we have discussed on mindset, self-awareness, and goal setting?
I think it is also important to remember that we all have different types of personality, and that has been, you know, discussed by all psychologists. And although we are self-aware and we have beliefs and we have been born with habits from our parents, we do have our own personality and we see things differently from other people. And that's another huge topic that you can
Exactly,
tackle next time.
Exactly. Thank you very much for that info, Dr. Julie. Yeah. It's something that people really study for years. not just like we try to compress it in 1 or 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's why we focus only on the mind setting and the self-awareness. But mindset
And
alone is a huge topic, and
yeah.
even self-awareness is a huge topic, more than even self-awareness,
Yes,
self-concept. Yes.
yes, Ate Julie Simmons, yung pong napag-usapan natin is really, truly scratch lang of what's out there that we can learn to improve ourselves, diba? So, and
Yeah.
it's, like what you said, we are individual, we are unique, and whatever we discuss natin, scratch lang talaga sa mindset, sa self-awareness. So, we've never really been in depth pa. So, it's really good lang to have this kind of conversation with you all. So, I am so happy, and I'm, like, 2 hours na tayo, well spent 2 hours to be with your energy.
Yes. So in behalf of JhermiNATION, so JhermiNATION, as you know, we were the ones who started One Nation Awards UK Lockdown 2020, and we had the JhermiNATION got champion talent competition. So this is our way of not just entertainment, but also empowering people and helping on that area when people are actually lacking or not really paying attention to. If we eat food for nourishment in our body, right? We need to feed our mind as well, especially during this time of pandemic, that a lot of news happening around. Um, if we always engage in that one, we really forget who we are, because we are so engrossed with what's happening outside, and we're forgetting ourselves. So this is why we started this Innerworks as well. This is very important, especially during this time. A lot of people lost their job, lost their loved ones because of the pandemic, and it's really about time for people to realize and understand the importance of self-development, self-awareness, and mindset, and mindfulness. All this topic that that is attached to personal development. So that's why it is JhermiNATION, actually. That's the main reason why, that's the story behind JhermiNATION, because it is about germinating, planting that seed of positivity in people's mind. Let it germinate so that one day we will see and discover and meet the better version of ourselves. So as what they say, you cannot, if you want to change the world, you change one person at a time, and it will just ripple out. Yeah, that's why what Ate Daisy was saying, we are empowered. If we empower, we have to be empowered ourselves so we can empower other people, so that all of us will be empowered, will be self-aware, we will have that abundance mindset, and we will create a better place for us to live in. So that's what JhermiNATION is all about. That's why we started this Innerworks. So apart from the One Nation Awards, the JhermiNATION Get Champion, now we have this Innerworks. And Mrs. Philippines EUROASIA was our first choice, because Philippines EUROASIA was our awardee as well, our recipient for the unwavering spirit. Yeah. And we really would like to start from here, and then from you guys, obviously, based on your feedback. And this is the very first time, to be honest. And as we go along, obviously, we will improve everything. And it's really a pleasure knowing
Sorry.
everything about you guys. So we just see each other on Facebook, but now we have this space, we know you better, and that's it, really. So that's our way of spreading the positivity, the love, and the light to everyone. So that's all, and thank you very much. And
Thank
Mimi,
you.
any
Thank
more?
you.
So much.
Thank you.
And
Welcome
Enjoy the
sa
rest of
ating
the
lobo.
Thank you.
Thank,
Nagbalot ba?
Yung balloon.
thank you.
Magandang ano siya sa
Nandito pa yung balon ko.
No, nasa siya eh.
I think let's have a what you call this one? A group picture.
Okay.
Yes. Wait a minute.
Wait, ayos, ayos.
Julina, maganda ka na.
I call this the groupie, isn't it? Groupie. So let me, yeah. Okay, everyone. That's the one. And also to finish this up, to finish this off, remember what we have written on the notepad. Does anybody remember?
Yeah.
Change is inevitable, but personal growth is a choice.
Thank you, and that sums it all up. Especially during this change, a lot of things has changed, but personal growth is really a choice. So it is really a choice. Some people just want to stay where they are, but obviously you who are here today are the ones who really decided for themselves that they want to
And
further,
change
they wanted to
tomorrow.
grow. Exactly. We will change the world with JhermiNATION.
Yay!
Yay.
From
Thank
Visit
you.
Philippines, EUROASIA. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Have a
Okay,
great
bye-bye.
day.
See all
Bye-bye.
of
Be
you
safe.
guys.
Stay
Thank
safe.
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bye-bye.
God
God
bless
bless.
everyone. Bye
God
for now.
bless.
God bless. God bless. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.